What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're once again back here at Madden 26, here with another rebuild, and today we have ourselves the Minnesota Vikings, who literally just saw their rookie quarterback. I guess he's not a rookie necessarily anymore, but they just saw him make his first start in the NFL, and man, was it interesting and a lot of fun. In his very first start, he stared in the face of adversity and overcame it. So let's go ahead, jump in and talk about it, and let's do a Minnesota Vikings rebuild in Madden 26. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciate it. We're currently on the road to 10,000 subs, so if you want to help us reach that goal, that would be awesome. So this quarterback class, 2024 quarterback class, and even the draft class in general has been fantastic. Obviously, there's a lot of talent in it. JJ McCarthy was the one guy that still kind of had a question mark on what he would look like, as of course he didn't start last year. He got hurt. Sam Darnold was the starter throughout the season anyway. Not sure he ever would have got put in. Maybe it would have been different. Regardless, Sam Darnold is gone, and it's JJ McCarthy's team now, and we saw his debut last night, and it was pretty fun, I would say. Obviously, not a great start. It was pretty rough. Most times when rookie quarterbacks start, again, I'm not being a rookie. I get he's technically not a rookie anymore, but you get the point. It's usually pretty rough from the get-go because, you know, they're rookies and they just don't have a lot of experience or whatever it may be in the NFL. And it didn't look great at first, but man, did he overcome adversity immediately, which was a really good sign. And if you're a Vikings fan, you have to feel pretty damn good. So here's what the lineup is looking like currently. So we are going to go ahead and, of course, as usual, simulate season number 1 and see how this team does. So this team, in theory, of course, they just picked up Adam Thielen as well off, you know, making a trade from the Panthers. But this team, in theory, should be a playoff team. So we're going to simulate season number 1. We're going to see what happens, and I'm hoping to see this team in the playoffs, and I'm hoping to see McCarthy continue to play well. I already have week 1 as a W for the Vikings, so I will go ahead and simulate to the end of year 1, and we're going to see how this Vikings team does in season number 1. So at the end of season number 1, we actually did not make the playoffs. We finished up at 8-9 and miss out. We are 1 game away from being over 500. Maybe 9-8 would have got us in. It looks like the Commanders clinched at 9-8 and the Packers clinched. So yeah, basically 1 game away depending on tiebreakers from making the playoffs. That sucks. Here's your season recap. Saquon and the Eagles won the Super Bowl again, and Saquon gets Super Bowl MVP this time to beat the Bengals. Joe Burrow wins MVP. Sean McVay wins Coach of the Year. Puka's your offensive player. TJ Watt is your defensive player. And the offensive rookie of the year goes to Golden. And defensive rookie goes to Jalen Walker. Not too shabby. But let's go ahead and take a look at our team stats and just the stats in general. So offensively, 24th in NFL. And on the defensive side of the football, we were 6th in NFL. So that's encouraging. But yeah, 24-13 from JJ McCarthy in his first year starting. He had 3 touchdowns, 1,000 yards from Aaron Jones, and 200 from Jordan Mason, along with 9 touchdowns. Receiving, he had Jordan Addison lead the way with 1,059 and 10 touchdowns, and then you had 752 from Justin Jefferson. Of course, he's serving a 3-game suspension. Hawkinson, 587 yards and 3 touchdowns. So yeah, I think Jefferson getting only 752 yards is kind of crazy. I don't ever picture that happening. I know, like I said yesterday, it wasn't great for him because of McCarthy's first start, but yeah, I don't know. I don't agree with that. But you had 14 sacks from Van Ginkel, 13.5 from Grenard, and then 9 from Jonathan Allen, 2.5 from Ivan Pace, 2.5 from Hargrave. Interceptions, 3 from Metellus, and he had 1 from a few other guys. Okay, let's go ahead, get into this offseason. Apparently, we're going to have negative $12.5 million in cap space, according to Madden. If that is the case, then, well, there won't be a lot of movement in free agency for us. So whoever's a free agent, it might be tough to keep anyone. So Addison, of course, 5th-year option will accept. So that's why Ivan Pace is always in free agency. That makes sense. Rondell Moore, of course, got hurt before the season even started. Naylor, Okuda. So thankfully, there's nothing like too crazy here, but man, I didn't realize we'd have like no money this offseason. So let's see if there's like any obvious cuts or anything we can do to maybe free up some money. So let's see. There's Brian O'Neill, there's Grenard, there's Hargrave. I mean, yeah, I guess there's a couple guys. Grenard I wouldn't cut. I don't think I'm gonna cut Brian O'Neill, but Hargrave is someone I definitely would be open to cutting for sure. And then do we have a good tight end behind Hawkinson? We have Oliver, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I think I am going to go ahead and cut Hargrave, though, maybe just to free up a little bit of money because we don't have any right now. So, Javon Hargrave, who is older at 33, I'm going to go ahead and release him, and that will be done. And then maybe we restructure a contract. I don't know. If we restructure this, we'd save $8 million. So, I don't know. I guess it depends on what we truly need. We free up money now, but I don't think that's going to make a difference. So, if we look at the lineup currently on what we need going into free agency, so honestly, as far as offense is concerned, I don't think we necessarily need anything. We kind of have a starter in every position, which is good, as long as Aaron Jones isn't going to, well, and we know Obviously, Rondo Moore and Jalen Naylor are free agents, but we do have, I guess, Felton, who maybe will step up in that position. So this doesn't look too bad on offense. And we weren't, I mean, defensively, we were actually good last year. We did just cut one defensive player, and we don't have the greatest corner room or safety room. Van Ginkel's X factor now. We're going to be losing Ivan Pace, which I prefer not to, but don't really know if I have a choice in the matter because it's going to be really hard to re-sign him. But it is what it is. So, yeah, not a lot of money to work with here. That's going to be a tough start to this one. So, a lot of things we still need on this team, but unfortunately, not enough money to work with. So, yeah, I guess we're going to head straight to the draft because that's the only way we're going to be able to upgrade this team. There is no money to be had, and it's going to be an all-defense draft probably because I like what our offense looks like. A lot of talent on the board, but this one is a no-brainer. Free safety is such a glaring hole for us. Obviously, the free safety out of Ohio State and Caleb Downs. This one is too good to pass up. Getting him at pick 15 is a no-brainer. Welcome to the Vikings. That immediately fills a hole at our free safety position. Obviously, Harrison Smith was there, but he retired. Number one in true value, drafted at 15. That is an absolute steal. There was a lot of guys I did like there, but you can't go wrong with taking Caleb Downs at 15. That was a no-brainer pick. I think we're going to go ahead and take Will Lee the third here in the second round. He's 6'3", 23 years old, B-man, B-press, C-zone. His speed is great. A 6'3" corner. I mean, we need a corner in this room, so I do like this idea. So let's see if this ends up being a good one. Will Lee out of Texas A&M. He is going to be 23 in true value, drafted at 47. So far, two great additions in this draft. Really can't go wrong there. But now I'm hoping to land ourselves a D tackle in round 3 because we obviously got rid of Hargrave. If we can get a corner or a D tackle in round 3, I'd feel incredible about this draft and what we were able to do with little to no, wiggle room here this offseason. So Anthony Smith is probably going to be the pick here. His speed is great, strength is great. This is a round 3 middle of the pack pick. He's 6'6", big boy, 285 pounds. So yeah, I mean, this guy's a big dog or big dude. I don't know if I say big dog, but big dude. And this should be a good one. 120 in true value, drafted to 790. He's only normal dev. So not quite the home run I would have wanted there, but at the end of the day, we needed to add a D tackle to this room, and I feel decent about that. So we will take a look at the lineup going into year number 2, maybe look at some schemes as well, and hope that year number 2 is a bounce back season for this Vikings team after they were 1 game away from 500 last year. We're going into year number 2 with an 85 overall, with an 89 offense and an 81 defense. Our defense was better last year, while our offense was just decent. So I'm kind of hoping it's the reverse. If our defense can stay above water and then our offense is really good, that's what I'm hoping for. We have McCarthy, of course, as the quarterback still. Offensive line still looking pretty good. Jefferson, Felton, and Addison. I do feel a little bit weird about this playbook, though. Getting Jefferson only freaking 752 yards just isn't realistic at all. So kind of wondering if I should change the playbook out of the gate. I just don't agree with that. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but Kevin O'Connell's playbook in theory should be good. It just, I don't know, for whatever reason it wasn't. So defensively, I'm going to leave this, things the way they are, but offensively, I'm thinking about a change here. So Caleb Downs, of course, is a free safety, and then Lee the third is at the cornerback position. They also got us Bowen here to add next to Cashman to replace Ivan Pace, which I feel great about. Of course, still have DJ Turner as well, or Dallas Turner, sorry, not DJ Turner, but and then Metellus, of course, had a good season for us. Byron Murphy's still here. So offensively, I mean, should I change the playbook? Because Justin Jefferson needs to be more involved. I don't care. I just can't see him get 752 yards again. It doesn't make any sense. So one thing we all know for sure is that Bengals playbook will always get your wide receiver 1 involved, which is why I'm going to go ahead and run it. Although I feel like Vikings offensive playbook should make that happen, but for whatever reason, it just didn't. I don't want to see Jefferson get only 700 yards. That makes no sense. So let's somebody do the playoffs. Let's see if this team has a bounce back season. I would absolutely expect to be in the postseason this time around. The end of year number 2, much better result this time. We finished up at 11-6. It looked like we could have finished the season at 13-3 or 13-4, sorry. But we lost to the Packers in a big one and the Panthers, and we get to play the Seattle Seahawks in Wild Card Weekend. They went 9-8 and have a home playoff game, of course, because they won a division. So Cashman 134 tackles, and then we don't see J.J. McCarthy or Jefferson in top 3 receiving or passing. That's usually what you get out of Bengals playbook, but we don't see that. We're the 5th seed in the NFC. Let's take a look at the stats really quickly to see what it's truly looking like. So offensively, 4th in the NFL, which is fantastic, which is what we want to see. And defensively, 26. So it was kind of reverse. 47-16 from McCarthy, 4,895 yards. You had Aaron Jones 9 touchdowns, 696 yards. McCarthy also had 355 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. Okay, moment of truth on Jefferson. There's the Jefferson we all know. 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. Even Felton had himself a damn good season. 18 touchdowns, 1,300 yards. Addison, like, this is what I wanted to see out of this playbook, or out of this offense, I should say, and this playbook in general, too. Grenard and Van Ginkel continue to wreak havoc, which is great. Allen had 9 sacks last year, 9.5 this year. And then Bowen, 3.5 sacks. He had 2 interceptions as well. And let's take a look at how Lee and Caleb Downs did, the new addition. So, Rodgers had 3 interceptions. He had 3 for Metellus, 2, 1, and 1. So neither one of our rookies, other than obviously Bowen, got interception, or Lee got 3 as well. I just skipped right over that. Okay, I do want to see what their dev traits are, because I think Caleb Downs usually gets superstar dev, but let's take a look how Lee the third did. So offensively, everything's looking the same there. Defensively, yeah, you got star dev on Lee the third, 84 overall with the morale boost, and then Caleb Downs already superstar dev. So yeah, fantastic. And then Bowen's already playing extremely well too. So we're feeling pretty good. Now we get to go jump in, play the Seattle Seahawks on the road. Let's see how this team is about to do. One thing I'm like truly glossing over here is obviously this is Sam Darnold that we're playing against. Sam Darnold gets to start against this former team that maybe didn't believe in him, if the stories are true that the Vikings just didn't want to re-sign him, basically. So let's go ahead and see how this is about to go. The Seahawks are going to start out very hot, and they're up 7-0, but we matched that, and we got to stop the second time around. But I think we threw an interception there. It looked like it's 7-10 so far, and we are in a position to lose, but we could still get back in if we just score. Our offense was really good this whole season, so where is our offense? There we go, 14-13, but the Seahawks do break our hearts on the last-second field goal. Our offense just was not good throughout that game. We needed to put up more points than just 14, so we were in prime position to have won that, but unfortunately the offense didn't do much. So we have ourselves another offseason to get to. It's going to be a challenging one because I do acknowledge that cap situation might be a little tough. We might be losing Brian O'Neill for sure and maybe some other guys, but it is what it is. Not much to do about it now. Sam Darnold beats his former team in the playoffs. So this offseason, we do have a little bit more money, $26 million to be exact, but let's go ahead and see who all needs to be re-signed. It looks like the Patriots went back and won themselves another Super Bowl over the Philadelphia Eagles. So McCarthy, 50-year option, will accept. Van Ginkel, I think we got to bring him back. He's been very good for us. Turner, I mean, like I said, he hasn't been very good for the Vikings. Well, don't get me wrong. This is what, his second season, I think? Or is it his third season in real life right now? I can't remember. Regardless, I don't think he's been exactly what the Vikings have hoped for. They traded a lot to get him, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to resign Jordan Mason, though, because I do think we need to bring him back. I think Jones might be someone that, well, we'll see. Isaiah Rodgers is a free agent, 29 years old. We obviously, and then Cashman's a free agent. So yeah, there is some important ones here. So let's see if we can re-sign Cashman. We don't have a ton of money to work with, so that's why we got to be very careful here. But Van Ginkel is going to be the one that we're probably going to lose if I had to guess. O'Neal has no interest coming back here. And then Ryan Kelly, probably let him go. So I'm going to see if we have enough to re-sign Van Ginkel. If we just have enough, I'm going to go ahead and accept. I mean, maybe we just give Dallas Turner the role this year and see how he does. Maybe that's the best plan of action here, even though losing Van Ginkel would hurt. But we don't have enough to re-sign him. So yeah, I guess Dallas Turner is going to get the start this year. So maybe that will help out, you know, his role here too. So that's what we'll do. Dallas Turner is going to get the start opposite of Grenard. So we have $18 million to work with exactly. So let's see what the dev traits are looking like. So Felton going up to superstar dev is a fantastic sign. We do need a center and a right tackle now. So that's going to be important to address this offseason. Aaron Jones, we were able to re-sign. So Mason gets the full role. But yeah, offensively, we're looking pretty good. Defensively, we know we lost, well, we have Cashman and Bowen, so that's going to be fine. Key tackles remain an issue. Maybe a third corner as well is probably needed. So let's try to address one of those in free agency and hit the rest in the draft. Or if we could, maybe we, you know, free up some money from somewhere and go after more. We did restructure a couple contracts here, and we're in on trying to sign some guys. So I'm going after Jordan Davis, Brian Brissett, and Clark Phillips here in free agency. This would obviously give us a big, beefy D-line if we got these two added along with Jonathan Allen and Clark Phillips to be that third corner for us. So let's see if we get all three to sign. Be a good sign, and boom, or good start, I should say, to the offseason. So Rashid Rice goes to the Raiders as well. So he goes from his, obviously, home team in the Chiefs. So now we go into the draft needing, obviously, offensive line, which is fine. We could do that. We could find some offensive linemen in the draft. But as far as defense is concerned, obviously adding not only Jordan Davis and Brian Brzee next to Jonathan Allen, we should have a damn good defensive line. And I really like what the defense is looking like now. Caleb Downs, Metellus, Lee the third, Byron Murphy, and Phillips now. So yeah, this is feeling great. I need Dallas Turner to have himself a really good season next year as well. Opposite of Grenard, we'll see how he does. But now we get to jump in the draft and simply focus on offensive line help, because that's what we need to grab. So I think we found our new right tackle. Opposite of Christian Darrisaw, we got A impact blocking, A run block, Wilkin Formby out of Alabama, 6'7", 325 pounds, a big man here. So we're going to go ahead and bring him in to be our brand new Ryan O'Neal replacement. He is not as good as obviously some of the other talent in the draft, but we knew we needed a right tackle to protect McCarthy. He's going to be a hidden dev, which is all I really wanted to see. And now we can go focus on maybe getting ourselves a center. Maybe we get a guard to move into center. We'll see. There is a couple good centers here, and Mark Nabu Jr. out of Texas A&M, 6'4", A impact block, A pass block. So I think we're going to go ahead and take him here. Let's see what this is looking like. So 67 true value, drafted 52. So just like that, we replace our right tackle and our center position with 2 new guys. Let the AI take care of the 3rd round picks. We have a starter in every spot now, and we're going to see what this looks like going into year number 3. I'm feeling optimistic, though, about the fact that this team is a contender, and we need to make sure it reflects that in the Madden simulation. Probably going to change the defensive scheme if we need to, because it wasn't good last year. We know our offense was good last year. Now we need our defense to, be alongside that and hope it works out. So we're an 88 overall with an 89 offense and an 87 defense. This feels like the year that we could make it happen. We get to open up against our division rival, the Green Bay Packers, on Sunday Night Football. But let's take a look at the lineup going into year number 3. So the center and the right tackle we drafted are both, a 75 overall, ready to start immediately, which feels really good. McCarthy's an 89 overall now. And on the defensive side of football, we have things looking really good over here as well. Obviously, we added Brzee and Jordan Davis. We have Byron Murphy, Phillips, Lee the third, Metellus, and then they also added Rojas for us. But here's the thing I want to look at on the defensive scheme as far as that is concerned. So I'm going to go, I guess, base 4-3 and... base 3-4 is what I wanted, not the other way around. So base 3-4, and then as far as like playbook, I mean, we were good in the first season, but I don't know. Do we change it to something else? I'm not sure. That's the thing. I'd like to be a good defense, and we'll have to see if it works out in being a good defense. But maybe Pittsburgh is the move here, and hope that works out. So we go Pittsburgh's defense along with Zach Taylor's offense and hope that things go better. We'll see. I think we should be a playoff team. I'll see you guys at the end of year 3, and hopefully this team is maybe going to get the first seed. That'd be great. That'd be cool, but we'll see what happens. So at the end of year number 3, we finished up at 13-4. Unfortunately, it was not good enough to get the first seed in the NFC, as that went to the Rams at 13-4, so I guess they had the tiebreaker over us. But regardless, we still have home field advantage. McCarthy threw for 5,000 yards, and Jefferson had 1,700 yards. See, that's exactly what it should be, man. I mean, McCarthy doesn't necessarily need to throw for 5,000 yards, but Justin Jefferson needs to be in the upper echelon of receiver, yards. Offense, 4th in the NFL. Defensively, we were 8th in the NFL. So yeah, both sides of the ball were fantastic. 33-4 from McCarthy, 11 touchdowns, 515 yards from Jordan Mason, 1,700 yards, and then 1,200 yards and 900 yards, and a bunch of double-digit touchdowns here. So this feels like the season that we could go on to win the Super Bowl. So Dallas Turner did have 8.5 sacks in the absence of Van Ginkel, 10.5 from Jonathan Allen, 18 from Grenard. And interceptions, we had 3 from Willie the third, 2 from Byron Murphy, 1 and 1 from a bunch of guys. Downs added 1 as well. All right, well, let's go ahead, jump in, and play our division rival, the Detroit Lions, at 10-7. This should be a fun game. We got eliminated last year by the Seahawks, so hopefully this time around we are locked in and we'll actually score more than 14. So now it is time for Wild Card Weekend. Detroit Lions coming in, as we all saw. So let's go ahead and see. Randy Moss is going to get us started here, but let's see if we can come out here and take down our division foe. We start off with the ball here. I'd like to see us get off to a fast start. Let's see if that's going to be the case. And we will go up 7-0, so that is indeed a fast start. Looks like we get good field position as well, and we just don't take advantage of it. Okay. And we are still a 7-0 game. I mean, I would like to see more than 14. Interception, though, from Clark Phillips, which is great. And we're up 10-0. So it's a 2-possession game, and our defense is holding the Lions down. We're up 17-0. The Lions do finally score, but it's too little too late. And we're going to take down the Lions in Wild Card Weekend 17-7. Still not seeing the offensive outburst I'd like to see. 17 points is definitely more than 14, but give me 30. Give me I don't know, 35, something like that in this next one, hopefully. But it is the playoffs, so I don't know. Maybe we just won't see that. If our defense can hold up, then I guess that's fine too. But hopefully go to the next game with an offensive burst. We'll see. We're once again back at home here in the divisional round as we welcome in the New Orleans Saints. So let's see if we can come out here and get ourselves a ticket to the NFC Championship game, as that was a fast start, which is what I want to see. And we're up 14-0. So far, this is the offensive output I'm wanting to see, but we just do an interception to get the Saints back in the game, and they're going to tie it now. Yeah, of course they are. So 14-0 lead gets erased like that. We get a field goal, and we get an interception from Bowen, and we will go up 20-14. Another interception from Lee, and we're up 14-26. Okay, so the defense converts 2 turnovers, and thankfully we score off all of them. So 29-14. Defense is once again the reason why we won this game. If it wasn't for them, we lose again here probably. But I'll take it, and we're moving on to the NFC Championship game. That was, I don't even know who starting quarterback. It was Drew Aller. So McCarthy had 250 yards and 2 touchdowns on 68% completion percentage. Okay, let's get ourselves to the Super Bowl, and let's see if we, or get ourselves to the NFC Championship game, and let's see if we can clinch our ticket to the Super Bowl. And now we get to head out to SoFi Stadium to play the Los Angeles Rams on the road. So I guess the Rams must have went, oh yeah, they were the one that got the first seed. That's right. They got Mendoza starting at quarterback. I'm not even sure I know who that is, but all right. Be a fun one. So we get to start off with the ball here, dome game, and we're up 7-0. Let's see if we can continue here. And it's 7-7. Okay, let's keep up. We score before half and up 14-7, but the Rams will tie it. Close game between 2 good quarterbacks so far. Can we go down and score here? We get a safety of all things. Okay, can we go score again and put this away? It is 16-14. I think our defense has done it again. We're going to barely win, but a win is a win nonetheless. 2-point win. If it wasn't for that safety, we don't win the game. So that is interesting, but I will take it. So now we have punched our ticket to the Super Bowl, and we'll see who's awaiting us from the AFC. Should be a fun one. It is now Super Bowl Sunday time, and we get to play the usual team that comes out of the AFC, and it is indeed the Kansas City Chiefs. So let's see how this is about to go. JJ McCarthy versus Patrick Mahomes. We've gotten this far. Let's complete our quest, and let's see what happens. So we're going to go up 7-0. Good start, but the Chiefs match with a field goal, and they'll take the lead 7-10. So we need to take the lead back, and we will, or tie it at least. So 10-10, and we'll go up 17-10. Beautiful interception from Josh Metellus. We got to take advantage of this interception, and we go up 20-10. Okay, so it's 20-17. Can we put them away here? And we're up 27-17, and I think we may have got this. It's 27-17 with 1:35 left on the clock. All we need to do is run this ball out. Let's put on shoe clock, and let's ride Jordan Mason to the win. So we technically already have a 2-possession lead, so there was no reason for me to jump in. But low-key, I wouldn't mind putting some more points up. So let's see. Oh, my gosh. Ooh, maybe. I was thinking about some open field there. So the Chiefs are going to call their first timeout. I'm going to be crazy here. I am going to catch them off guard, right? We're going to score. We're going to score on them. So play action jet sweep. I'm going to be looking for Mr. Oliver in the corner or Justin Jefferson, whichever one. But we're going to put this game away right now. So, oh my gosh, we're not going to have time to get rid of this. Never mind. They're going to call a sack, or they're going to get us on a sack, so that did not work out at all. All right, it was worth a shot. Didn't work out, though. We're going to go to wide shallow cross now, and let's see. They're showing me press on Jefferson, but they do have safety over the top, so I'm going to assume that safety is not going to. Oh my gosh, they are stupid. What are they doing? Although that was a very bad throw from McCarthy. Why on earth was that so... Okay, just get the tackle. I'm stupid for throwing this, but it shouldn't matter. The game should be over regardless. I had wiggle room there. We get a stop anyway. Let me just back up. I maybe should have... I don't know. That felt like a horribly thrown football with McCarthy, but whatever. We win the game, and that's all that matters. 27-17. Justin Jefferson and the Vikings get a Super Bowl victory. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank y'all for watching. As usual, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace.